This podcast is brought to you in part by Russell Lands, Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, Dr. Thomas Dudney, and the Green Monster Fishing Light. Now, back to Bubba on the Lake.
Hey, it's Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Yeah, he's got it going on. Gotta come and check this. Talking people, talking places from Bubba's perspective. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba on the lake. Hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Let's go.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Bubba on the Lake, the podcast you have asked for. I'm your semi-retired, mostly washed-up host, formerly of the Rick and Bubba Show, and now your host of Bubba on the Lake, or also known as the People's Podcast. I like that. We're broadcasting from the Mellow Yellow Studio. Our website is bubbaonthelake.com. You can email me, Bubba, at bubbaonthelake.com. And we also have our message line, 308-BIG-LAKE. And I do have some other emails to get to today. Listen, we got a really great show today. We've got a guest on I've tried to get on for a long time. He's always busy. Jackie Bushman. He is the founder of Buckmaster. So we'll talk a little bit about the history of that, not as much about hunting, but there's a little bit of that, and but more about the history and how Jackie got that started, what he's doing now, and what he did previous to this. So always have a good time with Jackie. He's always a lot of fun. We're also we're going to try to run down Betty, and we'll also check in with Hunter on some sports going on. This is a great time of year if you're a NFL fan. We now have the two teams going to the Super Bowl, and we'll try to catch up with him and talk a little bit about that. A couple of things here. We've got some emails I want to cover. Also, a couple of questions have come in about Greenland. And what is the big deal about Greenland? President Trump has said he would like to have Greenland for the United States. Denmark, that owns that, not so big on that idea. The army in Denmark, I have been told, is about the size of half of the New York City police force. Don't know if that's true or not. That's what I was told. So I don't think this is going to be a confrontational thing. We're both in NATO together. The thing about Greenland, and U.S. presidents have always had a fondness for Greenland, is that strategically, any Russian or Chinese submarine or ship that wants to come into the Atlantic would have to come by the tip of Greenland. So this becomes a key military post. We have had large military presence there in the past, during the height of the Cold War, during World War II. And, you know, far be it from me to try to outguess President Trump. He's usually about 2 steps ahead of the crowd. The fact that if you've ever read Art of the Deal, he usually goes in with some very big, bombastic demands and then ends up settling for what he really wanted all along. But it makes the other side feel like they won something in the negotiation. So look for that to be in play here. I'm not saying that's the deal, but at least a larger military base there. We also have a lot of radar installations there. That is the first point that we would have complete contact of missiles launched from Russia, North Korea, China. So it's an important strategic early warning area for the United States, and it's very important. So we do need a presence there. I don't know if we're going to get the whole country or not. I don't know if Denmark wants to hold on to it, wants to sell it. We'll see. We have bought land in the past. Look how valuable the Alaska deal was. Look how valuable the Louisiana Purchase deal was. So far be it from me to say we will not get it, but I don't think I think some of y'all are hyping this up more than you should, but we'll see how that goes. All right. From the email here, let me cover a couple of these. This is from Diane Wimberly. She is, well, it doesn't say where she's from. She says, "Hey, Bubba, as a listener to your recent podcast, it seems you're showing video to see, but I can't figure out how to see it. Please help. Thanks. Love your podcast. Seeing you on the screen will be even better, Diane." And Diane is a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant. So Diane is looking good, and she has a question. So, Diane, here's the thing. We are doing more video than we used to do, and we're doing those clips onto social media in hopes of driving you to the audio podcast. It's still, the podcast as a whole is audio driven. We are doing more video clips and making them available, and hopefully we can do even more in the future. Doing wall-to-wall video is going to require a lot more people and a lot bigger studio than we have, and a lot more costs. So we're going to kind of work through that. We're going to try to get you more content this year, more on social media, more looks behind the curtain. We're working on that. It's kind of an evolutionary process, but we're doing that. A lot of these interviews are just really hard to get on video because we catch these people out doing whatever they do. They don't have time to come to our studio here at the lake, or it's not possible to get a good online video interview with them. We can do that. We have that technology, but a lot of times if that person on the other end, and I'll just pull the curtain back and tell you, if they don't have a good camera, say on their laptop, if they don't have good lighting, if they don't plug in to their internet connection, we get all kind of, fading in and out and alias of the video, which means it's distorted. And it's just not worth it. It would add a lot of cost to do all of our sponsors on video. But we want to add more content as possible. So we're kind of working through that. Be patient with us, and we'll see where that goes. Also, a couple of questions here from the email bag, and I'll just get to the question. I've been asked a couple of times, will we ever hear any of the characters again from the radio show, like Dipping Dan or Bucky Beaver? Well, yeah, you can hear those again. I'm not prohibited from doing those. It just has to hit me. It has to be in the right mood. And a lot of times sitting here by myself doing these commentaries, in the producers, it's not as easy to do without being a situational thing, if that makes sense. But we will continue to do those. Those, I guess, are part of me deep inside, and I won't be able to get that out. I don't know that we'll do Good Old Boy Theater or not. I figure everybody's kind of tired of that after 30 years. We'll see. Nothing's off the table here, guys. This is the People's Podcast. And whatever you, the people, want is what we will try to give you. So we appreciate what you've done. We need to keep growing. We need more followers and likes, and all that stuff plays into this new world order. I wish we could just concentrate on content, but we've got to remind people to do that. So we appreciate those of you who already have, and we appreciate you supporting our sponsors. They make it happen, and we'll continue to just move forward. So also, we've had the ice shooting in Minnesota, and many of you are asking questions about that. Honestly, I'm just not up on it. I haven't watched it on the news enough to know what's going on. I know that there's some uproar about that, as there always, would be with a shooting. And, I think our law enforcement does a wonderful job at showing restraint in the face of some of these protesters. By the way, I think we need to make sure everybody's on the same page about something. There is no right to protest in the Constitution. Did you know that? No right to protest. There is a right for peaceful assembly. Okay, peaceful assembly. Some of these so-called protests are not peaceful assemblies. That makes it illegal. When you bust into a church service that's on private ground, private land, privately owned, and you disrupt their church service, that is not a peaceful assembly. That is illegal, and that should be shut down and those people held responsible. Look, I love the fact that we can, quote unquote, protest in this country. That's one of the things that make us great. But you have to do it the right way through a peaceful assembly. We have turned in the right to protest for you to be some kind of terrorist out there. And you breaking in and you're shooting up everything and burning things and all that's supposed to be your right to protest. That is no right. There is no right to do that. And if you look at the history of where this came from, back in the colonial days, if you had an issue and you wanted to get the word out, you went to a street corner and you started telling the word, preaching, if you will, ranting, if you will, and then people could gather around you and listen if they wanted to, leave when they want to. And if you got a big enough crowd, people couldn't see you. So what did you do? You brought a box to stand on. That is where the term soapbox comes from, getting on your soapbox. If you are going to be speaking to, rallying, firing up a crowd, you would want to get on your soapbox so you could be seen if there were more than just a few people around you. Now, one of the rules back then, and this is very important, is that if someone was speaking on a corner, they were on their soapbox having a speech to the public, you could not interrupt them. You had to go find your own street corner to get on and get on your soapbox there and give your dissenting opinion. You could not go in and shout them down off of their corner. Now, that's the way they used to do it. I think that's the way our forefathers envisioned this, that if you wanted to protest, in some cities you have to have a permit to do this, or you have to do it in the proper area. You go and you do that and you let your voice be heard. You speak out against the government. You speak out about whatever you want to do. That's fine. It was not meant for you to disrupt church services. And that is totally a foul, and you're committing a crime, and people who do that should be arrested. Listen, I love our country. I am a freedom-loving patriot, and I love that we do have the right to peacefully assemble and to redress our government. But it does not mean you can be a criminal. It doesn't cover that. And some people are totally taking all this out of context. All right, busy show. We'll be back. We're going to talk with Jackie Bushman and some other things in just a minute. Thank you for being part of Bubba on the Lake.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll be right back.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Spend your mornings with breakfast at Fanny's. Afternoons, you can explore over 100 miles of trails through Russell Forest. And for dinner, how about the Southern farm-to-table flavors at Spring House? Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
When you need urgent care, Southern Immediate Care is here for you. Illness doesn't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, so we offer support 7 days a week at convenient locations throughout Birmingham and Northeast Alabama, dedicated to serving all ages from children to adults. Southern Immediate Care offers occupational medicine services, including DOT physicals and testing. At Southern Immediate Care, your health is our top priority. Visit southernimmediatecare.com or call 205-409-2794.
Another staff meeting, another push for cross-selling.
Another awkward silence. Then Banker Bounty happened. The first referral platform made just for banks. One app that empowers every employee, not just your top producers, to bring in business. No more spreadsheets, no more silos, just clarity, culture, and actual growth in real time. Banker Bounty fixes more than your referral program. It fixes your momentum. Go to bankerbounty.com, watch the video, book your free demo. Banker Bounty. Create, manage, and track referrals in real time.
Welcome back to Bubba on the Lake, and we have a very special guest with us. Many of you, if you hunt, you get out in the woods, you will know this name immediately. If not, we will introduce him to you, the great Jackie Bushman, founder of Buckmaster. Jackie, how are you doing?
Bubba, what's up at the lake?
Man, it's cold at the lake right at this exact moment. How about you?
Yeah, it's cold in Lowndes County too, man. So I got to go to, my wife said, "You going hunting today?" I said, "No, I'm going to work." So,
well, Jackie, you've got one of those jobs where your job is to hunt. So, I mean, do you ever get tired of it? Does that ever kind of kill the fun of it? Or tell me how that works.
well, you got to have a passion for it, but you have to have a passion for what we do. A lot of people just go hunting. To video hunt is a whole different ball game. So, I think, Bubba, I travel more this year doing the TV show across the country, probably 13 different trips. I hadn't done that much in 25 years, but I drew some tag. The airports are really bad, and I hate to say that, but they are. I mean, they've just not been good this year with the delays and the cancels, and it just makes you tired having to deal with the airlines and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Especially
when you're carrying guns through there.
Yeah. We're usually, and I had 2 different trips where both my guns were knocked off, and they were dead on when I left, but they wouldn't even, not even would they hit paper, they didn't even hit the board. So, you never know. We videoed some of those folks throwing our stuff around. So, one year.
No. Well, Jackie, let's back up to people who may not hunt, because this podcast is pretty widespread. It's international. And a lot of people may hunt or they may not hunt. Let's kind of reintroduce you and Buckmasters. You're the founder of Buckmasters. Tell us a little bit about that story, how it got started.
Well, it's ironic you're doing the podcast. This is our 40th anniversary for Buckmaster. Started 40 years ago.
Wow.
And as you well know, I played tennis growing up. I played at Auburn, and then I played professionally for a little bit. And then I came back and I started teaching tennis at Lagoon Park. I was the city tennis director in Montgomery. My dad and I ran the Blue Gray Tennis Tournament, which still goes today. It's one of the largest collegiate tournaments in the country. So, but my dad's good friend was a gentleman named Perry Mendel, and he was the founder and chairman of KinderCare Corporation. And he was sponsoring the Blue Gray Tennis Tournament. He asked me what I'd like to do besides hit tennis balls to old ladies and kids. And I said, well, I'd like to do what Ray Scott, who's a real good friend, sat in a soybean field in Lowndes County, and he told me how he started Bassmasters. And ever since he told me that, that was always kind of in the back of my head. So I told Mr. Mendel, I said, I'd like to do what Ray Scott did for bass fishing, but do it for deer hunting. He said, well, put me some numbers together, and we'll see if we can get it started. So that's how it got started, thanks to Perry Mendel, funded the deal right at first. And then I had to come up with an event, and we had the Buckmasters Classic, which was set up like the NBC Superstars event for those old enough to remember. But there was an event on NBC, and it took old athletes and movie stars and all that and put them in track and field and swimming and all that. So I just took that kind of same concept and put it with an outdoors twist. So I had hatchet throwing, skeet shooting, bow and arrow, golf, ATV obstacle. It was a bunch of outdoor events, and I was fortunate to have my buddy Bo Jackson and Dale Earnhardt. I think it was Lynn Dickey, the quarterback for Green Bay, Rick Sutcliffe, and Jody Davis, the Chicago Cubs, and country music singer Johnny Lee had my first group. So, but that's how it started. I had to have an event before I could get into the publishing business. And, we got a bunch of sponsors doing the event. Then we started our magazine in 1987, the Buckmaster's Whitetail Magazine. And, we've been going at it since. So it's kind of interesting to see, but it's been a great run, that's for sure.
Well, Jackie, you do the magazine. Do you still do the magazine? Is it online or what is it now?
Yeah.
Because I know the TV show is still going.
Yeah, TV show's still going in its 38th year. We still have the Buckmaster Whitetail magazine. I had three other magazines. I had one called Beards and Spurs. We did it for a while for turkey hunters and stopped doing it. Then we had one called Gun Hunter, which was just gun only. And then we had one, let's see, what was the last one? Well, I can't remember, but I had another one. So, and we just decided to, Rack Magazine, which was just big deer only. So I tell you, with COVID, when COVID came in and all the printers, basically most of them went out of business, you were down to maybe 2 or 3 printers, and they had to jack their rates up 100%. So we just couldn't afford that many magazines. So we're down to one magazine, the one that started us, and that's the Buckmaster's Whitetail magazine. But Bubba, I mean, really where we've moved to is social media. So I don't know nothing about social media. You might, but I know nothing about it. But I hired a bunch of 29-year-olds, and they sure know a lot about it.
That's right.
And I just say, tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. And we've been doing it. And golly, these young kids come in there and say kids because, I mean, they're younger than my kids. So, but we had probably social media, all the little media is probably around 300,000, and now they've grown it over 1 million and growing very fast. So they're doing something right. I know that.
Jackie, that's really amazing how you've been able to do this and turn a passion into a career like this, and very successful. You know, you mentioned tennis. It's a very small group of people who are tennis players and hunters, I've noticed. Now, there's a few, but it's not a big group, you know?
I think you're right, because most of the guys I played tennis with, they call me, is that you on TV? I said, yeah, that's me on TV. I said, you hunt? No, none of them hunt. So, but I don't know. You know, it's funny because when I was a tennis pro there at Lagoon Park, most of the kids that I taught, they played basketball. So I was like old squirrel putting nuts up for the year, and they would be through come Thanksgiving. So I built up enough takeoff time. I went hunting every day from then to February. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then my kids picked back up in March. So it was just perfect for me. If I could have stayed 24, I'd have stayed a tennis pro and taught tennis. But it is what it is. But I've gone from 2 hobbies, and like I said, my book, when I get a little bit older, I'm already old, Bubba, but it's going to be from shorts to camo. That would be my book.
From rackets to racks.
Hey, I like that. I might have to get...
Jackie, it would be a good one. Listen, I love the TV show, and we've been fortunate enough to be asked to be on there a couple of times, the different things that you've done. But listen, it's a regular at the hunting camp. I mean, we tune in pretty regular to that.
Well, I'm real blessed. We did a TV show to get subscriptions. I mean, well, everybody needs to know, I didn't go do a TV show to be a outdoor personality or whatever they call it. I did a TV show for 2 minutes of commercials in that show to get subscriptions, and it really blew it out there for a long, long time. So, and now, you know, cable television is, you know, fragmented and stuff. And, I mean, when we were on the old Nashville network, TNN, we would be in 1.6 million households every Sunday, just one show. And now, you know, you got 4 different networks and, you know, social media. So, but we're still, you know, we're still doing what we do. We still enjoy it, but you got to be over on social media. And now there's things called fast channels, and that's like Field and Stream TV is a fast channel. That's your cord cutters who don't watch cable, but they want to, you know, video on demand and watch it when they want to. So we've got that part of the business now. So it's really interesting to watch where it was. You know, if you don't keep up, they'll sure leave you. So, you know, I'm competitive enough to get folks under you that know what they're doing, and you just build your team a little bit different, and you survive. That's all you do. You just try to survive and learn. Jackie,
how many folks do you have working with you now?
We probably got 12 to 14, which we used to have about 60. And we had a call center, and basically the call center business basically got regulated out of business. You know what I'm saying? So we shut the call center down, and we're just focusing now. We're almost like a content company. Between the magazine, the events, and social media, we're really driven by more content now. And I guess we've been blessed, Bubba, because I got 38 years of content, old shows. So they're redigitizing all the old hunting shows that I did, and we bring it back in, and I do an interview, and vintage footage is a big hit right now. So, but yeah, it's been a fun ride. I want to go 2 more years to be first one to do 40 years of hunting on TV, and I tell everybody I'm going to be like Barney Fife after that. I'm going to go into syndication.
Well, Jackie, we had talked about doing a podcast together, and I think we both decided we ran in too many different directions to ever get together once a week.
I know, and I hadn't given up on that idea. I'm working on some new co-hosts and stuff that will slow my schedule up. So let's don't give up on that idea, because I think it would be a good show.
Yeah, I do too. I had a hard enough time just booking you for this podcast. You're a busy man.
Well, you just hit me during 2 tornadoes. I got one at my farm. So besides that, we were going to be good.
Yeah, I saw some of the damage in Montgomery yesterday. A lot of trees turned over there in the Cloverdale area, and it's just one of those weeks right now because everybody's struggling with the cold weather, and when it gets as cold as it is now, nothing works good.
Well, rednecks don't know how to handle ice and snow and everything. I don't even think we got a snow plow in the state.
No, we might have one, and we just send it to wherever the problem is.
Exactly. So ice and all that, it's tough. So now my cameraman's telling me I got to go hunting in the morning. I think the wind chill's going to be 9, so I'm trying to find out where all my hot hands and all my heat packs are so I can get ready. Yeah,
if you could delay that a day or two, Jackie, that might be good.
Well, probably the season runs out February 10th, so I've got a few more deer I got to get. But my grandson got a real nice buck the other night on camera and had a lot of fun. That's really what it's about for me. I've waited all this time. I finally got 3 grand boys. Jack's 10, Barnett's 7. I've got a little Down syndrome young man named Bo, and he's 3. So we're looking forward to getting him out too. And I don't know if I told you this. We have a team called Big Dreams Outdoors, and over the years, Buckmaster has always taken disabled folks out hunting. Then we got into the terminally ill kids, and then we do Hope for Warriors, taking the wounded soldiers out. But Big Dreams Outdoors, Cody Inger and the folks out of Tuscaloosa, is that they deal with kids with intellectual disabilities and with Down syndrome and autism and stuff, and they are taking these kids, both male and female, out, and they're hunting, they're fishing, and they're having a great time. And since I got a Down syndrome kid grandson, it's kind of touched me, so we're very much part of it. But we took 2 kids out in video, the first 2 ever Down syndrome shoot a grand slam in a turkey all across the country. So,
wow.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Jackie, do you turkey hunt much?
I'd rather turkey hunt deer. I deer hunt so I can go turkey hunt.
The turkey hunters I know all seem to be that way. They're very, very passionate about it.
Oh, God. My wife hates it. I mean, she's just like, it's a disease. I mean, I don't know what it is. I tell people don't go, because once you do, you get hooked. And I don't miss a morning unless it's pouring down rain. So, but it really cuts in on your sleep. I know that. But I enjoy it. It's something I don't have to have a cameraman with me. I take a camera guy, a couple of them. But most of it's my private time in the woods with my son and my grandson. And I really enjoy it. And I like the competition of calling and see if he buys into it and stuff. But no, I love turkey hunting.
Jackie, turkey hunting, one of the things about it, I've been a couple of times. I've never got a turkey, but as it warms up and it gets a little snaky out there, I don't really care to be out there sitting on the ground.
Well, you know me. It's funny. I can be on the beach. I can be in a restaurant, airport. Nobody ever walks up to me and says, "Hey, man, that's a nice deer you shot on TV. You're that tall, skinny guy that jumps and screams from snakes." I'm like, "Yep." Hey, Bubba, it's the only sponsorship I gave them a check back on, and it was they had snake chaps, and I had to let the rat bite me, and it wasn't a good deal. So
no, look, I wouldn't mind having them as a sponsor, but I'm not doing a demonstration. That's out.
I did the demonstration, but I told them, now we got old Rocky Boots. They're a sponsor, make snake boots. I said, if you could make me some snake overalls, that way I'm covered from head to toe, I'll be fine. But no, I don't like those snakes. And the water moccasins, are not good in the springtime. My grandson almost stepped on one when we were turkey hunting. So, but I get out and go. I love it. I just turned 70, so Charlie Daniels always said it's just a number, Jackie. It's just a number. So I'm going to stay in shape and keep going as long as I can. If the audience still wants to watch, I'll let them watch. If they tell me to retire, I'm going to retire, and or otherwise they can use the remote control and move to another channel, I guess.
Well, you do a good show, and people enjoy it, and they can tell that you enjoy what you're doing. And, with the technology nowadays, Jackie, you probably could put a camera on your head or put one on your chest. I mean, you don't have to have as many cameramen as you used to, do you?
Hey, that's a good thought. I could save money if I could do it. So, no, we got GoPros. It's funny, my cameraman, Chris, he's got GoPros sticking everywhere and kind of doing more live stuff now. And I be careful that I don't say anything ugly after I miss the deer. So I'm getting caught live now. So we'll just figure that out. But no, the technology and whatever you call it, AI, all the things they're doing now is bizarre. It's really some good stuff, but it's kind of different. No question about it.
Well, you can't believe, people used to say you can't believe what you hear. You can't believe what you see now.
I know. That stuff's so real, you go, wow, that's pretty cool.
I mean, I've seen a lot of dogs doing a dance routine, and it looks pretty doggone real. And I know those dogs can't dance like that. I just know it.
Well, I was looking at the other day because we do, the expo. I brought in professional bull riding down at our expo in August. They had somebody bull riding inside of a grocery store. And I'm going, that's unbelievable. And, they're falling in, knocking the cans over and the aisles over. I'm going, how did they do that? And somebody just came out and said, that's AI. I went, well, whatever they did, I bought into it anyway. I was going, unbelievable.
Well, have you seen these where during the playoffs, they would have the coaches where they go to midfield and meet each other, and they would have them get in a fist fight? And it looks so real. I mean, if you didn't know, if you really didn't know that AI was that good, you could be suckered in a minute to think these coaches got in a fist fight after a ball game.
Hey, it's probably coming now with the way the NIL thing's going. So too much pressure on the boys.
Boy, I tell you, it's tough out there, isn't it? Did you get to watch any of the playoffs?
No, not much at all.
You was out hunting, wasn't you?
I was hunting, and I just, I watched Ole Miss just because of SEC and stuff. But, I don't know. It's just changed. The game's changed. It's kind of sad. I mean, think about this. Both you and I are from Alabama. Would you have ever thought anybody that went to Auburn or went to Alabama would ever transfer to each one of the other schools?
Oh, no.
Never have. Ever. It's just that bothers me a little bit. So
well,
it's just all
I don't,
money.
Jackie, I don't have a problem with these kids making some money because the NCAA really short-armed those guys for a long time because, they said they wanted them to be student athletes, but there was no way they could be a student athlete because they couldn't go get a burger flipping job and have some date money for the weekend or something. I mean, these sports now are year-round. I don't care what you're playing, and they can call it volunteer or not, but those kids are showing up every day, every other day, doing something year-round.
Yeah, I get it. I hope Coach Saban, I know him and Coach Tuberville were trying to get something done, but they got to balance it out some way. I don't know what the answer is, but hopefully they can do it. I mean, these quarterbacks getting $5 to $10 million. I mean, I don't know. I had a thought, just figure out what the cut is and go way back and give them X amount of $1 million and put it in an escrow account to their 40, and nobody gets any more than that, and let it draw interest and let them play ball.
Well, the problem is the NCAA was so arrogant. They let this thing get into court, and they thought, well, we're going to win no matter what, and they did win some early ones. But, boy, when they lost that Ed Banyan case on the NIL, it absolutely gutted them. And now every time they go to court, they lose. So, but it's the Wild Wild West. I mean, at least in the pros, they have a players' union, and they have to follow their agreement, their labor agreement. Right now, college football is Wild Wild West. I mean, I'm not a big labor guy far as unions, I mean, they have their place, obviously, to balance things out. But I think they're going to have to let them unionize so that they have to go by the agreement they made. Right now, it's anything goes.
It really is. And I guess I'm ticked off. I didn't get any NIL money playing tennis at Auburn. So I want a retribution thing. I want send me a check.
Well, they went back on some of this 20 years.
I know.
And I bet you were just outside that window too, right?
Outside that window. I was I played 74 to 77s when I played. So.
Jackie, you were talking about tennis. You have a star on the Walk of Fame in downtown Auburn by Toomer's Corner. I've stepped over your star several times. That's pretty impressive. But your partner was Chris Everett's brother, right?
Yeah, Drew Everett was Chris's older brother. And, I told him, I said, I didn't know anything about that thing, Bubba. I said, just don't put me next to a fire hydrant. That's all I asked. Every local dog coming up. I said, if you got Victoria's Secrets, put it next to Victoria's Secrets. I'd love to be right there. So,
oh, well, Jackie, I know you had a lot of fun, and I know you're about ready to hit the field again today. So I appreciate you taking time to talk to us, and you've done a great job. You've had a great career, and 70 years old and still going strong. You got a few years on me, but not much.
I hear you. Well, look, I'm proud of you. I always have been. I just think what y'all do on the radio and the podcast, y'all are hilarious, and now you're doing it yourself. So don't give up on me, and you doing one. I just got to find a little more time, okay? Yeah,
and listen, let's get together and go bird hunting again. I think the last time we went hunting together, we were actually quail hunting, wasn't we? Didn't we do a quail hunt?
Golly, was that where did we do that? Was that over at? It might have been at Thomas Harris's place. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think that's where it was, over there close to the big car plant.
I think you're right.
In that neighborhood? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Golly, you remember that. I had a hard time remembering that.
Look, I love bird hunting because, it's so social. You know what I mean? You don't have to be quiet, and you watch the dogs work. I mean, to me, that is really fun to watch those dogs get out there and point and hold the point and then flush them and all that.
Well, I just did Iowa, and they got wild birds. And I tell you what, the reflexes of a wild bird and a release bird, it was kind of like, whoa, it was like night and day. So, but that was fun. Iowa's done a great job up there on their conservation and stuff. But that's the first time I've hunted wild quail probably in 25 years. So,
Jackie, speaking of that, let me ask you this. Hunting overall, how is that going? I hear that some of the numbers are down, the trends are down. I don't know. I don't follow that kind of stuff. But how is hunting as a heritage to pass on to our kids? How is that going right now?
Well, I think it's gone from 14 million down to 10 million. But a lot of folks out there just encouraging taking somebody out to the woods. And I've got a pretty simple concept: share the hunt, and it's a program that we do. And you just take somebody that doesn't maybe have access. Maybe it's somebody that's on your coach pitch team, or somebody that's at your church or something that would like to go, but they don't have access to go. And you take them out and get them out there and let them enjoy it. Our fastest growing is the women. Finally, the guys are asking the girls to go. So, I think it'll always be there. I mean, we're a small part of the population, but it's, a lot of it has to do with access. And I know a lot of states are trying to open up more public ground, which I think is good. But, I always say if you're in a deer hunting lease and, why don't y'all have bring a guest weekend or something. Bring somebody new to the sport because, it's funny. I've never really seen anybody that we took that really didn't enjoy it. And if they enjoy it, then they go buy hunting licenses, each year. They buy, their equipment. Maybe they lease some land and stuff. So I just think it's a matter of introducing it because, Bubba, at least I can tell you, when I grew up, there was one TV set and 3 stations. So we had nothing to do but play sports or go hunting and fishing.
Yep.
These kids they sit on that phone. They don't have to go outdoors. They can just stay on that phone all day.
It is amazing. But, I think, too, and I've told the kids this, I think it's good that we have an armed population that's pretty good at shooting. I mean, I hope it never comes that we have to defend the homeland. But, if you've been deer hunting before, you're way ahead of the game when they hand you an M16.
No question about them. I wouldn't want them to come down here to the South, that's for sure.
They wouldn't. I don't think they would make it far, do you?
I don't think they'd make it very far. So good luck to them.
Jackie, if somebody wants to see your TV show, where do they need to go to see that?
All right. Well, the Outdoor Channel. We still on the Outdoor Channel. We're on Field and Stream TV, which is a fast channel. We're on all the YouTubes and Instagrams and all of that with a lot of content. So go to buckmasters.com and it'll show you where we're at all the time. So, but I'm doing a lot more than just deer. I'm doing turkey. I'm doing saltwater fishing. So we're just trying to bring a lot of content to an outdoorsman that wants to see some content.
Well, I know your website is very well done. You got a lot of information on it. I go on there often and look around, and it's very entertaining. So, Jackie, thanks for taking time. I know you're about to head out into the field again, and let's get together and talk again before it's been this long again.
And maybe we can do it where it's on video and we're not just doing an audio deal, okay?
Absolutely. Well, with me, audio's always better. But
I'm getting better. Get older, so that's why I want to showcase myself.
Jackie Bushman, the founder of Buckmaster. Jackie, thanks for taking time with us on Bubba on the Lake, and good luck on the hunt today.
All right, Bubba, you the best, man. You the best.
Where's Bubba?
I'll tell you where. He's on the lake.
Since 1965, Bice Motors has been Lake Martin area's home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram sales and service. For 60 years, families have trusted Bice Motors in Alexander City for honest deals, friendly service, and the best selection around. Our team of certified technicians services most all makes and models. Plus, we've got a tire center, parts department, and a full collision center to keep you rolling. Bice Motors, your hometown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer since 1965. In Alex City or online at bicemotors.com.
Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. If you love the outdoors, then Naturalist Marianne's classroom is where you need to be. She brings the outdoors to you at Russell Crossroads. Or you can see Lake Martin and thousands of acres of undisturbed forest taking a guided horseback trail ride through the stables. If you're here for a weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kind of just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
We're back, everybody. It is a big sports time of the year. We have the two conference championships. We have a winner in each conference that is headed to the Super Bowl. And we bring in Hunter Bussey, our man on sports. Hunter, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. It's sad, but it's also fun because the Super Bowl is always fun, but it's also the indication that football is ending, at least until the UFL starts, whenever that starts up. I think it's in March. So, but as far as NFL goes, this is it. So
we saw a couple of different games yesterday. One that included a little bit of weather. We had the Broncos playing the New England Patriots, who have, for a long time have been one of the top teams in the NFL, fell off when Tom Brady left, but it looks like they're back. And tell us a little bit about that game. The Broncos didn't have Bo Nix because he got hurt on the second to last play, and that was kind of tragic and sad for them. But tell us about the game a little bit because it changed dramatically with the weather, didn't it?
It did, and the Bo injury happened second to last play of the game before this. So Jarrett Stidham got the nod to start. Started out hot. The weather was fine. It was cold, and then it turned into started to stick. They were, showing on the sidelines, like the reporters getting snow in their hair and everything. And, the wind started playing a factor depending on what side you were driving on the field. And it was just too much. And that Patriots defense made Stidham feel their presence. And it wasn't Stidham's day. And it's unfortunate because he hasn't started in like 2 years and got kind of thrown to the wolves a little bit. I thought he was going to do good. He started out good. And, it's just how it is. You have that championship DNA in some teams, and that Patriots defense held true. So the Patriots have their guy, though, in Drake May. It would not shock me if he wins MVP after this, but we'll see what happens with that because on the other side, you have the Rams and the Seahawks with Matthew Stafford being the MVP front runner. But I don't know. You make it to the Super Bowl, I think that deserves MVP in my book.
Well, let's stay with the first game for just a minute. They start out, It's cold, it's clear, and by the end of the third quarter, you can hardly see the field because the snowbank has drifted in, huh?
Like whenever they come out of commercial and they would show like the wide angle shots, it looked like a blizzard. Like it was bad. It was really bad. And I knew it was going to get bad when it started to snow and you look at the field and there was already like little white spots, like little pockets of white showing up, not where the players had been running on the field yet. And I'm thinking, oh no. And then by the, like you were saying, that third quarter, it was just white. It was just a sheet of, snow.
Well, both teams had missed field goals. I mean, kicking a field goal in that was just almost impossible. I mean, trying to get the snap in, the holder, the kicker, so he didn't slip. And then even if he got it up in the air, the wind was so crazy. It was blowing all over the place, and it looked like the wind blew a couple of them out.
Yeah, and the Patriots defense, or the Patriots just as a whole, they were wearing solid white uniforms besides their helmet. So it was kind of hard to see too. It was a bad combination for Denver. You would thought that high altitude would, be in their favor with it being cold and people trying to gasp for air to, go the extra mile in a play, but it just didn't matter. The Patriots are just too good.
So May, even though he is a second-year player, he has done something now that Tom Brady never did, and that was win an AFC game in Denver.
That's crazy. That's
AFC
crazy.
Championship.
And also, if I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, I'm kicking myself for letting Mike Vrabel walk out the door. That's just, well, technically he didn't walk out the door. He was thrown out the door. He was fired from Tennessee, and now he's got their team in the Super Bowl.
Look, the only
he's a former Patriot too, so it makes sense.
The only people that look more silly than the Tennessee Titans ownership, maybe the Minnesota Vikings once again. Sam Darnold, as we move to the second game, the NFC Championship, Sam Darnold won 14 games with Minnesota last year, okay? Mm-hmm. They let him go because of their highly anticipated draft pick that they had. And what's his name from Michigan, Hunter? I forget.
I'm going
J.J. McCartney.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy. So
from Michigan, yes. He won a national championship at Michigan.
They bring him in his rookie year. He gets hurt right out of the gate. Doesn't play much the entire year. Maybe a game or two. Comes back this year. They let Darnold go thinking he's going to be the man. He gets hurt again. He ends up playing a couple of games at the end of the season. I don't think he's played 5 games in 2 years. And they let Sam Darnold go, and now he is leading the Seahawks into the Super Bowl. Only Minnesota can make such gigantic errors in their pick. And this is not the first time they've done this. They've done this several times before. I don't know what is wrong. I think the Viking helmet is too tight on their head. I don't know the weather, something up there. They just can't get it together. It's kind of embarrassing. It really is. But let's talk about the NFC Championship. The Seahawks win a fairly close game. Yeah. They were the top seed going in. So the Rams gave him a good game and actually had the ball, but just kind of ran out of time in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I thought, the live angle that you normally see, it looked like he got out of bounds, but he caught the ball and his knee was down inbounds right before he slid out of bounds. I thought he had, caught it, toe tapped, and slid out of bounds. But after the replay, he was still in bounds, and he was trying to get the ball to the referee as quickly as he could, but it was too late.
Well, and even if he had got out of bounds, they had a few seconds left.
Yeah.
And 60 yards, had to have a touchdown to win. The odds were very much against that. Where do you think that game changed? Because it was back and forth early on before the Seahawks got up a score and really put the pressure on them. Where do you think that game changed?
I mean, there wasn't really like a big play that was like, oh my goodness, the momentum is shifting. It was kind of back and forth the whole time. I thought, Seattle was going to pull away. I think at one point they were up by 10. I think it was going into the fourth quarter or during the fourth quarter. And then the Rams were able to get some drives together and get enough points to bring it in within a touchdown. So I just think it was one of those things where the better team pulled it out. I don't think there was really a particular play that was like, oh my God, momentum shift. But that Seahawks defense is legit. That's why when we get to pick the Super Bowl, I kind of know where I'm leaning towards. So,
well, what is the early line? Who is the early favorite in the Super Bowl? And does we have a week off before it plays?
Yeah, we do, because they do the NFL awards and then the Pro Bowl,
right?
Where they announce MVP and all that, which I anticipate it to be Drake May, but it wouldn't shock me if it's Matthew Stafford, because he's had a heck of a year for the Rams. So, but I'm not sure what the line is. I can actually look that up.
What do you think? Who are you favoring right now?
The Seattle Seahawks. Their defense is just too good to me. They're kind of, at one point growing up, and you remember watching it when they had Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor and
the Legion
Bobby
of
Wagner,
Boom or Doom, wasn't it?
The Legion of Boom. And I don't know what they call it now. Some people are saying it's the Legion of Boom 2.0, but there don't need to be a 2.0. The Legion of Boom was its own thing. They need to make this its own thing. It's what's even more, your rival Seattle Seahawks are playing where the Super Bowl is being held this year is San Francisco.
Right.
And your rival is about to go play, possibly win a Super Bowl in your home stadium. That's got to make you sick. But yeah, I like Seattle a lot. I think Sam Darnold is a great quarterback. I hate Minnesota, let him walk, but they have Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's really good as well. So they all around Seattle has a great team.
Right.
And the Patriots are nothing to scoff at either. They have a great team as well. Former Viking Stephon Diggs is on the Patriots too.
Sure.
So,
if you want to look at some of the key players for both teams, just look at ex-Minnesota players. Apparently they couldn't do it there, but they moved on, and now they're in the Super Bowl. Congratulations.
And I'm sure there's several, former SEC players in there as well. But, Carlton Davis played at Auburn. Saw him play a couple times. Me and you, when we went to some games on defense for Auburn. He's playing for the New England Patriots. I think I want to say I can't remember who else. I know that the Seahawks have like 3 Auburn players in particular. Let's see. I want to say it was Derek Hall. Derek Hall is one of the main ones.
Yeah.
Because I remember I think it was Bo Nix's rookie year last year. Seattle played the Broncos like opening weekend, and Derek Hall and Bo Nix played together, and he kept calling him Bobo. He said, "I'm coming after you, Bobo. Coming after you, Bobo," which was funny. But he's a big factor for their defense, and I expect him to have a big game. But yeah, it's going to be a fun Super Bowl. It's in San Francisco. These two teams have played each other before. When they played, if you remember, all Seattle had to do was run the ball with possibly the greatest running back in the league at that time, and they decided to throw a quick slant, and it got picked off by Malcolm Butler, who was from Alabama. So, yeah, it was quite a game, and I'm expecting nothing less from this one.
Well, just quickly, any word on Bo Nix's injury, his ankle? I'm assuming he had that repaired by now.
Yeah, he was on a scooter yesterday. It showed there was a video going around of him and his wife Izzy leaving the stadium. He was on a scooter. It looked like he was, in some type of cast. So I'm assuming he's already had it done. They came here to Birmingham to get it done. So I'm assuming he is on the road to recovery now, and I hope it's a speedy one because they will be back. If he was healthy yesterday, I think the Broncos would be in the Super Bowl right now. That's my opinion. He's been playing lights out and deserves all the praise, and I hope that he has an absolute speedy recovery because I'm pulling for him big time. So, I hope nothing but the best.
All right, Hunter, plug away. Tell everybody where else they can hear you.
Yeah, I am helping out with the Barn Auburn now on their YouTube channel, the Barn Social Hour. It is every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. We have a lot of fun with that. We talk everything kind of around college football and then tie it back into Auburn and kind of, have some fun, but as well as, talk serious news at the same time. So do that. And then I have my own personal YouTube channel. You can catch me every Sunday night or, whatever night that I'm free, I'll pop on there and mess around with some friends. So, just look up my name on YouTube and that's where I'm at.
Hunter on Sports. Hunter, thanks for updating us, and we'll try to get with you, get a Super Bowl preview when it gets a little closer to time.
Yes, sir. And I think me and you are going to be on a trip here soon, too, to the Artemis lunch, which is exciting.
Well, we're planning on it, but, when you're dealing with rocket ships, you never know. But we'll update everybody as we get a little closer to that.
Super excited. But, everyone have fun, and Super Bowl's right around the corner. And we got some basketball starting to wind up, too. March is right around the corner. So
I know.
Be ready for that.
You need to get that challenge ready for the website. That was real popular last year, so we need to do that again.
Hey, and I'd be remiss to talk about if, we got to talk about it. Auburn won for the first time in Gainesville since 1996.
Wow.
You know what I was doing? You know what I was doing in 1996?
What?
Nothing. I wouldn't even have thought yet. That's what I was doing in 1996.
That's kind of shocking with all the success that Bruce Pearl's had. You would have thought they would have had a victory there, but they don't play there every year, I guess, the way the schedule falls, right?
I think it's like every other year. I could be mistaken on that. I know that the schedule is big enough to where you can play some teams twice.
Right.
Like your Alabamas and, LSUs and stuff like that. But, it was a big win. Happy for Steven. That, to me, that's his at least the biggest win since he's been the coach. I know it's his first year, but you could almost call that a signature win.
Yeah.
That's what some people have been calling it. So I'm happy for him. And Charles called it. He guaranteed it. He gave him his guarantee that he always gives. And he got his Final Four ring, too. I don't know if you saw that. Bruce
I did.
Him a Final Four ring. Same broadcast. Charles called it. But, congrats to Steven and those guys. They're hopefully finally getting it together, but we will see. We just need to see some consistency.
Yeah, they had a complete turnover team-wise except for one player, Tahad, that was back. And it takes time, and they certainly have a lot of potential. Now, I've seen them play very good, and I've seen them have some, shaky nights. So, if they're getting better now, as you move toward March, that's a good sign. That's when you want to peak for sure. Hunter, thanks for the sports update. We'll be right back with more Bubba on the Lake.
You're listening to Bubba. Whoa. Bubba on the Lake.
Dr. Dudney has been my dentist for about 20 years. He does a great job taking care of my teeth, making sure my cavities are good, cleaning my teeth, and also adding veneers to my smile, which was a game changer. Now, Dr. Dudney and his friendly staff can do the same for you. I ask you to give them a chance. Just talk to them, no cost. Just make an appointment, see what you need, see if you can have a better smile and feel better about yourself today. Give them a call at 205-663-6545 or tedudney.com.
Just got that new boat? Let Sunrise Docks protect your investment with Swift Shield boat covers, Neptune boat lifts, and easy ports for your personal watercraft. Plus, they have composite decking that stays cool, designed with your feet in mind. Sunrise Docks is always first in quality, first in service, and first in customer satisfaction. Right off Highway 63, your Lake Martin headquarters, with 2 barges and the most experienced boat lift crew on the lake. Sunrise Docks is your lake life expert. Call 256-392-5200.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
Well, we're joined in the studio now by the lovely and awesome Betty Lou Bussey. Betty, how are you, dear?
I'm good. How are y'all?
America's favorite wife and homemaker. And Betty, we've had a lot going on. We've got several things happening here at the house, but we've got some dog trouble here right at the moment, don't we?
Yeah, poor little Doodle, our little Ruby curly dog. To be only 3 years old, she's been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. She started getting kind of listless and wouldn't eat, 2 weeks ago now, or week and a half ago? I don't know. So anyway, she's been diagnosed with immune-mediated hemolytic anemia, which basically
means...
Can
you say that twice again?
Well, it basically, from what I understand, means her body is attacking her red blood cells.
It's an autoimmune disease.
Yes.
It would be similar to maybe leukemia in humans. Isn't that where white blood cells kind of attack?
Yeah, because her white blood cells are really elevated.
Right.
Her red blood cells and platelets seem to be running low. She had to have a blood transfusion last week.
Hello.
Yeah.
Pocketbook.
Yeah, hello. So anyway, went back this morning and her red blood cells were still within normal range, but they had dropped by about 10 points. So anyway, we're just watching her, and he's afraid she's going into some kind of acidosis, something. I don't even understand all this. But anyway, long story short, got to take her back tomorrow for another blood test, and guess we'll just play it by ear. So, Ruby, you got to get better.
So, we love animals here, and I've joked about you being Ellie Mae Clampett. You drag them in, and we're doing things I never thought we would do. I never thought I'd have a dog in the house, and at one time we had 3. And and there's one of them looking around now.
Yeah, and we've had all kind of cats, but not in the house. Right. We're all kind of allergic to cats, so
the cats stay out, the dogs stay in.
Right.
But with Ruby, this is she's fairly young, but this breed has this problem. Is it kind of
I think any of the highly bred dogs are predisposed to this problem. I don't think it's just cat. She's a Cavapoo.
But
King Charles Cavalier and Poodle mix is what she is.
Well, that's a lot of mixing right there.
It's a lot of mixing.
Well,
but I know plenty of people that have dogs that are Cavapoos that don't have this or never get it. Right. So it's not necessarily that breed. I think it's just, I guess, any breed, or it's just something that happens. I don't know. But anyway, it's like people getting cancer or heart disease. It's just something that happens. You just don't know.
We love dogs. They're not on the level of humans, any of the animals. I understand that. But I do think they're a gift from God for us to enjoy. And we do. And they give us a lot of pleasure. I mean, we have a lot of fun with them, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Let's move on to another topic.
Well, I'm just saying we're doing everything we can do, we think we can do.
Right.
To help her out. And so, we're always looking for some input. If anybody's got any to help us out there a little bit. Not even mean to make you sad talking about it.
Well, I'm trying not to be sad.
I know. Well, you love your dogs. We do. And they become part of the family. They really do.
Yes, they do. They do.
So. And so we'll keep battling that. And hey, the price tag on battling that.
Hey, yeah, it's a good one.
Hey,
yeah. Hey, how about the winter weather? Let's talk about that. Have y'all already covered that on this show?
Well, no,
I've not
yet.
Been sitting in here, so I don't know what else.
But I did want to mention that we've talked about haven't traveled a lot. We've been to a few places. We went to Hawaii once, but our trips. I mean, there's a lot of people that vacation a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And our vacationing used to be to come to the lake. Now we live at the lake, so we got to find somewhere to go.
Right. Well, we used to go to the beach, and then we gave the beach place up because we started coming down here so much. So anyway, we've enjoyed the lake so far, but yeah, we're ready to travel a little bit if everything works out.
One of the things I wanted to do, and I gave you first choice to go where you wanted to go, and you wanted to go see the vineyards in Northern California.
Well,
which I'm game to go see. I'm sure. I mean, I'm not a big wine drinker, so I wouldn't. enjoy the finer points of that, but I'm sure I can find a Diet Coke or a Mellow Yellow out there somewhere, right?
I just think it's beautiful out there too.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
pretty countryside and whatever.
So, but we're going to try to go to see Yellowstone, Mount Rushmore, the Badlands of South Dakota, all
We've
that stuff.
booked a
right?
trip, and I really have not. I don't know
We
where
don't-
all.
we don't even know where we're going.
We don't know. It's just somewhere we've not been before. You've been. I know you've been wanting to go to Yellowstone.
Yes,
And
I think
it'll be fun.
we need to
I
see
mean,
that.
we've not even watched that show, Yellowstone, and we want to go. A lot of people went, like a friend of mine went after she watched the series Yellowstone. She wanted to go out there and see it or whatever. And I've not even watched Yellowstone to, be that interested. So I guess I need to watch it. So I'll be familiar with the territory there. But, and I guess I need to read a little more into our itinerary to know what we're doing.
Yeah,
I know there's something about Crazy Horse, this and that.
Right. All that.
Let's see, what else? Mount Rushmore, like you said, Yellowstone.
It's like a 9-day trip.
Yeah.
Which is a long
Which
trip
2
for us.
days, the first and last day are just travel.
Right.
So,
Right. You're going to have that.
yeah. So, really a 7-day trip, all in all. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll see how we do traveling.
The last few times we've traveled meant that you were limping around and I was getting wheelchair assistance through the Chicago airport. So anything is, upwards from there. I mean,
Yeah,
if y'all
I
have
bet.
never tried to drag somebody through an airport that needed wheelchair assistance, holy cow, y'all, it is a handle. But especially when you go to get 2 suitcases off that thing, that carousel going around.
And you
jerk it
are
off.
being helped by an Eastern European who has no patience for silliness. So we
I will
love
never
Mitch.
forget jerking those suitcases off that carousel. There were like some men standing around, and I went right to the front and grabbed those 2 suitcases. They were looking at me, and I said, "I'm on a mission."
Well, I think there's a real skill in being able to travel and do it without carrying so much stuff.
Yeah,
and
which is not us.
You're a little heavy on stuff. I've got a CPAP machine. Throw in some extra drugs now with everything going on, knee and all that. Hey, we're quite a traveling caravan.
Yeah, especially on a 9-day trip. Good grief. We
So-
might ought to go buy a beer suitcase.
A beer suitcase.
A bigger suitcase.
Bigger.
No,
Bigger,
no,
okay.
I don't. Yeah, I don't care for the beer, but anyway. Oh, me. That's funny.
So this trip, we'll give you more details as we go on it, and we're going to be recording for the podcast at some of this. I mean, that's the only way I got to be able to write this trip off somehow.
Well, you and Hunter are doing something, aren't you?
We're
soon.
supposed to. Trying to time rocket launches are very difficult. Trying to time new rocket launches, where the first time the people's going to ride on it, they're going to be extra careful.
Yeah.
And we are scheduled to go to the Artemis II launch and Kennedy Space Center in Florida, but they haven't even given the exact dates yet. They have to do what they call a wet dress rehearsal.
Sometime in February, though.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
And that will really determine, because what they'll do, they'll go through exactly what they're going to do for a launch. They'll gas the rocket up, put everybody, they count down, they do everything except push the button to go.
Yeah.
And then they'll take it all out again and get ready for the day. I think the first window they can launch is February the 6th. And it would be a night launch, which I would love to see.
It'd be cold. Well, no, not there. Probably
Well,
not.
it will.
Not
In
as
February, it'll still be cold. It just depends. It could be, hot or cold.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to our trip this summer. That'll be a little
me
different
too.
thing for us.
Yeah,
so.
we're going with a couple that we've known forever. Traveled with them a long time ago. They're a lot of fun. So anyway.
Yeah, we'll spare their name right now so they don't get grief from everybody. But we are looking forward to it. And so what else is going on with you?
Not much. My
Pickleball?
Yeah, I hadn't played pickleball that much. It's been so cold. And last week, between veterinarian visits and my mom, who is 94, is kind of having a little bump in the road. So would appreciate your prayers there. She's doing fine, but just having a little trouble getting around, which is not that unusual, but she's having a little more trouble getting around than her usual. So anyway, just trying to figure all that out. Thank goodness I'm the youngest of 5 siblings, so everybody's that lives closer to her have been able to handle it so far. But I was over there one day last week. So last week was busy, so no pickleball last week. It's not looking promising this week because it's so cold.
Well, I think
we'll
you
see.
think that I don't want you to play pickleball, and I do. I'm glad you're playing. I think it's great.
I enjoy it. Yeah,
and I know you enjoy
great
it
exercise.
and the social aspects of it. I wish I was playing.
Yeah.
And I'll get back out there one of these days.
Oh, I know. You'll be large and in charge, buddy.
that's
you
funny.
and the slice will be back.
Well, I've got a crooked arm, so that's all I can do sometimes.
Yeah.
Is to
What
do
are you,
that.
Pumpkin Williams or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, gosh.
Touchdown. So, Betty, thanks for dropping by the studio here, and we are looking forward to more things. Betty's Corner, you do have some recipes up in that now. So.
I do, yeah. Well, Hunter was supposed to be letting me know what people were asking about, and he hadn't sent me anything yet, so I got to get with him.
He's losing focus.
Sir William.
He's focusing on all these other projects he's got. We're going to have to draw him back in.
So anyway.
No, he's doing good.
We'll get some more things on there.
Betty, thanks for stopping by as always.
Well, thank you for asking.
And I'll see you in the kitchen in a few minutes.
This is my house. I'm about to say, let me walk in here and feed the dogs. It's about the afternoon crunchy time in here.
That's so funny. That is
All
so
right.
funny. Oh, goodness. So let me see if I can transition to this. Betty, thanks for joining us. We'll go to the wide shot again. Love you.
Uh-oh, not too wide.
Love you.
It's Bubba on the Lake. Bubba on the Lake.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Grab a latte at Brew 63, linger over lunch at Fanny's, or take in a Lake Martin sunset at Kalijah Restaurant. Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
At Central State Bank, we believe community banking is more than just transactions. It's about relationships. For over 100 years, we've been helping neighbors grow, businesses thrive, and dreams become reality. Because when you bank local, you invest in your community. Central State Bank, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit us today or learn more at centralstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
Illuminate your night fishing adventures with the ultimate in submersible fishing light technology. The Green Monster Fishing Light attracts bait fish and game fish in all water environments. Turn any dock into a vibrant feeding frenzy. Compact, tough, and energy efficient. The Green Monster Fishing Light will provide endless hours of family entertainment and enhanced nighttime visibility for safe docking. No dock, no problem. With our 24-inch portable Green Monster Fishing Light, start landing trophy fish tonight. Visit thegreenmonsterfishinglight.com.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Well, folks, thank you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake. We've had a great show. We got to check in with Mr. Buckmaster himself, Jackie Bushman. Hunter has been with us on sports, and, of course, always a pleasure, the lovely Betty Lou Bussey, who caught us up to date on several things, including our sick dog. So we'll keep you updated on that, let you know how that's going. Before we sign this thing off today, though, I need to tell you about this. If you're a runner, you need to pay attention to this because we've got a really big event coming up Saturday, February the 28th. 17 years ago, with a goal to help raise funds for the Alexander City School Education Foundation, that's the ACFEF, the Russell Forest Run, a 10K and a 5K, was born. Since then, through the support of sponsors and hundreds of runners annually, the run has given almost $152,000 to ACSEF. This year, as in the past, the Russell Forest Run will be held at Russell Crossroads. The starting line will be near the town green and the finish line near the stables, the home of the post-race party and their world-famous grits bar. It's almost worth running for the grits bar, I'll be honest with you. The 10K will begin at 7:45 a.m., the 5K to follow shortly after. Registration is now open, so register today online at russellforestrun.com. Keep an eye on Facebook and on the Russell Forest Run, and we'll, of course, be telling you more details. So if you're a runner, it's a great cause. Can't imagine a better place to run than through the Russell Forest. So that if you're a runner, we'd certainly like to have you be a part of that, and we may see you there. I'm not going to run, but I may be out there waving to everybody. Maybe they'll let me shoot the starter's pistol. I can do that. I'm pretty good with a pistol. All right, guys, thank y'all so much. We've had a great show here in the Mellow Yellow studio, and we want to remind you our website is bubbaonthelake.com. Check out all the latest information there. And, folks, keep those cards and letters coming to bubba@bubbaonthelake.com. And, of course, our comment line, 308-BIG-LAKE, 308-BIG-LAKE. You get to leave us a message. Some of those make them to air. Some of them don't. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, turn on notifications, all that stuff on all of our websites and social media. We don't want you to miss anything on the show. You also can follow us at our Instagram page, Bubba on the Lake. So that'll about do it. We'll wrap it up right there. And until we sail into port again, remember God loves you, and so do we. And thank you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Russell Lands, Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, Dr. Thomas Dudney, and the Green Monster Fishing Light.
B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey, wishing I could listen to the show every day, hey, gotta hear what Bubba and his buddies gotta say on B-U-double-B-A on the lake, in the Mellow Yellow studio, putting on a show, Betty say, what? She always on the go, we got Hunter Bus sitting at master control, don't wanna miss a moment, cause Bubba's got the flow, B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey, wishing I could listen to the show every day. Hey, gotta hear what Bubba and his buddies gotta say on B-U-double-B-A on the lake. Hey, B-U-double-B-A. Hey, B-U-double-B-A. Hey, B-U-double-B-A. Hey, B-U-double-B-A on the lake. Hey.